We have 50 people already in here, guys.
Oh my goodness!
I think mine might
we're
still
live. Live.
Okay.
Oh,
We
I got a
are
notification.
live.
What's
Woo!
yeah!
Is live.
Nice.
Wow.
What's up, everyone? We
Hello.
Finally
have a lot of people in here already.
Crazy.
I think I might have the wrong group chat thing because I can't see the chats.
Hold on.
Oh.
Let's situate here.
This is
Whoa,
brilliant.
this chat is going fast.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Okay, I got the
What's up?
Awesome.
Woo. Wow. All right. So it is so
hello,
wonderful
everyone.
to be here.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
Welcome to
Alright.
our YouTube vlogger roundtable, young vlogger roundtable. This is our first episode for the series. Live streaming with Oliver Clive.
What's up?
We've got Orion Eschel,
Woo.
Boy, who is hosting the whole thing on his YouTube channel today. And
Yeah, we
this
have
is
200
so
people, guys.
exciting. Crazy.
Oh my gosh, these
Wow.
comments are flying by so fast.
But yeah, thanks guys. Thank you so much everyone for
Yeah.
being here. It's
Mhm.
It's so fun to actually have this happening. We've been planning this for a while, and so it's just really exciting to have it actually be happening. To have
Yeah.
it actually, yes, crazy stuff.
Yeah, I
So
think for a few
yeah,
weeks now we've been coming up with all the stuff we want to cover.
yeah, this is
Mhm.
All
very
right, so we
exciting.
should probably jump into it.
Let's
Yeah,
jump into
all right.
topics, yeah.
All right, so the first topic, which I guess would be the very beginning, is coming up with an idea and getting started.
Yeah.
So first
So
thing,
Okay.
so it
So-
kind of. Oh,
Okay.
you can go, Ryan.
No, you got it.
All right. So, in my opinion, when you're starting a YouTube channel, you should kind of one of the main things is don't start a YouTube channel because you either don't do it for the money or the fame, because it's really hard to get money and it's hard to get fame. So you should be doing YouTube because you love creating and you love making videos. So that's something important to keep in mind, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So
Definitely, and I agree.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
yeah, I feel
I think
if you're gonna start a YouTube channel, you should do it because you want to start making videos and you want to start filming, not necessarily just because
Right.
I just want to start a channel because I just want to get subscribers or I just want to get views or something. You should actually be interested in doing it.
And if you're not interested in doing it, then you're probably not going to be creating as much of quality videos, and you're not going to get as many
Yeah.
people. So like
Exactly.
you should,
Okay.
yeah.
So first thing we're gonna talk about is think about what you're passionate about and what you're interested for, kind of a topic that you want your channel to revolve around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys can go.
Okay,
Well,
I guess
you got
that's All right.
Well, filmmaking is such a broad topic. So you, with videos and with filming and using a camera, you can literally do anything you want with the camera.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to be, I don't know, your passion is skydiving and you want to film videos of you skydiving, or even your passion is gardening and you just want to film yourself doing something to do with gardening, like planting plants or whatever. You can do it with a camera and you can be creative with it. And the thing is, don't look at other people's channels and other people's success and think, right, I'm just going to do what they do, because you may not be passionate in what they do. So if you do love gardening, go ahead and make a video on gardening, because there are bound to be people in the world who love gardening just as much as you, or even more than you. And the fact that you've got videos about that, they can connect with someone who is doing the same passion. And I think that having YouTube, which is such a universal and broad platform, you can literally go on YouTube, type in just a completely random topic, and there'll be a video on it. So do what you're most passionate about.
Yeah, don't do what
Also,
don't do
good
what
reason-
other people what you think other people want to see. Do what you want to show, what you like to what you want to show the world, the message you want to send.
and
Yeah,
also,
because
a good reason to make a channel about a topic that you're interested in is because if you start a channel about a topic that you think, if I start it like this, I'll just maybe get views and subscribers, but you're going to probably run out of ideas about what to make videos about. Whereas if you start your channel about a topic that you're interested in, you're passionate about, then you're going to be wanting to make videos about it. You're going to be wanting to learn about it. And you're most likely not going to run out of ideas as easily.
And also,
it'll be easier for you to create because you're passionate about that topic and it's what you like to do. It's what you
exactly. And like when I first started my channel, I was seeing a bunch of other YouTubers like Casey Neistat and like DSLR Guide or D for Darius, those like filmmaking kind of channels. And because I thought, oh, they're successful. For me to be successful, I have to be like them. And like I started making filmmaking tutorials that first of all weren't very good because I wasn't very experienced. And at that point, because I wasn't, I mean, even though I like filmmaking, teaching filmmaking is not what I'm best at and not what I'm super interested in. I like, you know, exploring Tokyo, what my Japan vlogs are about, and sharing my insights on life. So once I started doing that, I actually started gaining more of an audience because people, I think, could resonate with the fact that I was really interested in my topics. But if you're doing something you're kind of bored by, or that you're not very good at, or that you're not interested in, then other people, I don't think will be interested in watching that. But if you're passionate about it, people will resonate with that with your personality and with your interest in that topic. If that makes any sense.
Definitely, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I get a lot, like people will contact me and they'll say, I'm really passionate about this topic, this certain topic, but I don't want to pursue it because I'm too worried that other people, maybe my friends, maybe people at school, will maybe judge me for it. But the thing is, it's a tricky one because obviously you see someone being successful in this area and you just want to do what they do because you know that a lot of people have seen that. So look at Casey Neistat, for example. You look at Casey and he's making these awesome videos on whatever he's doing. So you think, right, I'll do that because a lot of people have seen Casey Neistat, and if he looks cool doing it, I'll look cool doing it. But if you're not passionate on it, one, you're not going to be creating to the best of your ability. But also, if you're not doing something that you're passionate about, it's just not going to be, as you said, it's not going to be something you can sustain. But I feel like a lot of people, they know what they're passionate about, but they're too scared that people will judge them. So in my opinion, if you've got a passion but you're too scared that maybe someone at school will judge you for it, or maybe someone at work or whatever will watch your videos and think negative things about you, I say don't be afraid of anyone. You just be proud of yourself and start making videos, because the only way you can learn and improve and actually make from making bad content. I'm sure all of us, Oliver, Orion, Matua, we all started out making really bad videos.
Very true.
But
very true.
But as we kept on going, kept on making, we got better at it, and suddenly this topic that we're making videos on wasn't so interesting because our videos were terrible. But now that our videos are good, this topic that we're talking about seems quite appealing to many other people. So I'd just say don't be afraid and jump into it, and you'll find success and you'll improve. It may take a long time, but
because it may seem kind of scary at the beginning, but once you get into it, then and you just keep on going and just keep on making videos. No matter what you think people will think of you, you're bound to get better. I mean, if you put in the effort, you're bound to get better and find if it's your thing or not, and just you're definitely going to improve with practice, I guess.
Yeah. And I think this leads us on into, once you've chosen your idea, making your first video, actually going out and filming your first video. Yeah,
so you can say you want to start, I want to start making videos, but it's actually the action that matters too.
Yeah.
So what are y'all's thoughts on like making your first video and actually going about creating your first videos?
Well, I would say when you're going to make your first video, especially if it's like the first video I've ever made, is don't worry about it being the best video you make or everything being perfect, because like we kind of said, all of us, our first videos weren't necessarily the best, but then as we went on, we got better. I feel it's really important that you just get started and make a video, because if you film a video and then you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't like the way it came out. I'm gonna refilm it. And then you get into this point where it's like the video's never good enough. Then you can end up never really getting started.
Definitely, you can always find something in the video that's not good enough, and you just keep on going, and you'll never actually get anywhere without posting it. Even if it's bad, you're going to get feedback from people, and then you'll be able to improve next time. The only way to really learn is by experience, and without you releasing that video, making that video, you're not going to gain that experience.
Right. I see. And when you're also making your first video, something you have to think about. You can't film a video without a camera, but as everyone says, your camera really doesn't matter. Like what camera you use doesn't matter. And yeah, it's kind of true. The way I look at it is a good video shouldn't be measured by how thick your wallet is. It should be measured by how creative your brain is. So
definitely
just start filming on your phone.
That's a brilliant analogy.
Yeah, your phone is just it has an amazing camera. This thing, it's like you can get insane videos just by using your phone.
Shoots 4K, and my DSLR doesn't even shoot 4K. That's pretty mind blowing.
Real quick, I'd just like to give a shout out to Bullionator for doing a super chat.
Ooh.
Oh yeah! Wow, thank you.
Thanks,
so
Bullionator. And he said you can always make multiple channels, one per topic too.
That's quite interesting. I've heard people talk about making other channels, but then you're kind of like splitting your efforts. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
I think you can have a channel with different topics. I think that would be better than having multiple channels about different topics, because you're splitting your energy in between different places, and you might already have an audience on your first channel, and once you start a new one, you might not have as many people finding you or learning your stuff. You can always have different audiences in one channel, but it's harder having like different audiences in different channels.
Yeah, I guess maybe it depends on how different the topics are. Like if you're doing if you're doing two topics that are completely different and that would attract a completely different audience, I think
if you have a filmmaking channel, then you have a makeup channel, they're probably not gonna go together that well.
They're really different and really apart. Then it may be a good idea to make two channels.
But like for me, some of my topiks vary, but most of them are pretty similar, like kind of around the same idea. So that's why I keep it on one channel. And besides, as I said, when you make two separate channels or even more channels, you have to put more, like you're splitting your efforts, and no matter the amount of effort you put in, that's splitting in between how many channels you have.
Yeah.
So you just got to think about that too.
I agree with all of you, but I just want to put my opinion out there as well.
Yeah, please do.
In my opinion, because this is regarding starting a YouTube channel. So we're assuming that someone is looking into starting a YouTube channel. They have just got their I'm not too sure, and they've got a camera, but they're going to make a video. They're split between two topics, so they make a video on one topic and they make a video on another topic. I wouldn't necessarily say go and make two channels, because one is about makeup, one is about filmmaking. I would say put it on the same channel. You're starting out, you probably don't have a huge audience.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to learn from mistakes. You have to learn from experience, and putting out loads of different videos on different channels is going to be a lot of effort for one. But really, you are starting. You probably have a really, really small channel, and just if you mix it up, you play around with different aspects that you are most passionate about, and what sort of route you want to take with the channel, because you can't always take this one route where it's split between two lanes. You have filmmaking on one lane and makeup on the other. You're going to have to learn and take one route eventually. So
yeah,
I think it's when you're starting out, put everything in there.
Yeah.
But I think as you grow, you'll focus on one thing, and then you just develop it and establish something that's stronger and something that has more of an essence in your video. So yeah, I think if you're starting out, definitely put it in one channel and just play around, because that's how I did it. That's how I learn new things. If I have a new computer, I just play around with everything. I don't just focus on one thing.
Yeah, because then you can
same
find
with
really
channel.
what you're interested in, what your main passion is, or what you want to focus more on. Maybe.
Also, I've tried making multiple channels. Like I did a channel where I did some Spanish videos, but I found when I had 2 channels, it was hard to like focus on one, or I'd always be like switching back and forth, and then maybe I would like forget like not put as many videos up on one. So for me, I've figured out that it like for my personal videos and what I'm creating, I find it easier to just have one channel so I can focus on that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I see what you're saying.
I agree.
That makes sense.
But
Cool.
yeah, as you're bigger, if you say you have a big audience already, but I guess this is kind of off topic because we are talking about starting a YouTube channel. But if you do have a big audience, it's quite tricky. You don't know which one to do. But I do still think that having an audience is such a valuable aspect of YouTube because YouTube is always so responsive. You put up a video, you've got some feedback.
Crazy.
It's so different from TV and all this stuff. You put up your, I don't know, documentary and get proper feedback. But with YouTube, it's video within a few seconds feedback. And I think that go ahead, just play around. Really, it's not going to be the end of the world if you've had a filmmaking channel for 3 years and it's only been on filmmaking. You just chuck in a random, I don't know, makeup video or whatever. See how it goes, see what happens, and it's all about playing around, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. That's very insightful. And like in my opinion, when I think about subscribers, and because when you're first starting out, when I was first starting out, I was like, how do these people get so many subscribers? I'm working hard, but it's not, my channel isn't really growing. I had under 100 subs for over like 5 months. So but then it just, when you keep on putting in the effort, and if you're really interested in it, if you're actually passionate about it, you will put in the effort. And don't want subscribers to look at a big number. You should want subscribers for the community and the people. It's not about the number. It's about the people.
Yeah, and even think about, say you have 15 subscribers. Even think about 15 people in front of you. That is quite overwhelming, considering you're just making a few videos. 15.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're talking in front of 200 people. That's crazy.
Yeah, just imagine. Just look around you. 200 people are here to watch you.
Yeah, if 200 people were sitting cross-legged in this garden, in all this out, it's so many people.
Yeah.
In my garden.
I may have a hard time talking then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Get too caught up about numbers because that's what it's presented as on YouTube. You see that little tiny number, but really just think about the people behind it. And
exactly, that's so true.
What you can do in the comments of your video, your first video, just put in a little note, say, hi guys, I know I only have 15 people watching, which you shouldn't really use the word only because that's still incredible.
Yeah. Exactly.
But can you just give me some feedback? Can we discuss? And then suddenly some dude sees your comment and he writes a little comment back, and then suddenly you're making a connection with this person who is a real life person.
Yeah, and
that was sort of how. Oh no, go on, Oliver. No, don't worry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. But when you're making videos, you got to be kind of ready and prepared for constructive criticism, because you can't. I mean, through making videos and continuing to make your videos, you will improve. But you can also improve because other people watching your videos who aren't you, who don't understand maybe what you had in mind for the idea, when they are coming from an outsider's point of view, maybe they have a fresh pair of eyeballs when they're looking at the video. So you maybe even say, hey, if you have any any constructive criticism, please let me know. I'm always looking to improve. Or just if you do get constructive criticism, be open to it, because it is all about improving and learning. Because I just think constructive criticism and taking feedback is something very important that you have to be ready for. And don't take it as people. I mean, they may say it as in your lighting sucks. Maybe take that as, maybe I need to improve my lighting. So they may say it in a not super nice way, but that doesn't really matter. It's all about taking, I mean, it kind of does matter, but the point is taking the feedback that they say and taking what you can from it and improving. Because that's part of what filmmaking is about, I think.
Yeah, you gotta take the constructive criticism as like how it can help you out, not just like, oh, he's just being a hater because he's saying that my lighting isn't good. Like, he's trying to give you advice.
Exactly.
Yep.
Not take stuff the wrong way.
So
And-
true.
I think I resonate with Oliver's idea that they have a fresh pair of eyes. They are a viewer. They're completely
Right.
different from the creator. They are the person consuming your content. You're the person creating your content. And you'll make flaws in your videos. There'll be tons of things that are wrong. I mean, right now, my live stream, the whole sky is boomed out with white sky, and really it isn't white. So maybe I should get some constructive criticism that I bring this tripod around, and then the lighting will be on my face. But regardless of that, the criticism that you're going to get from a fresh pair of eyes may be not harmful, but you may take it in the wrong way. It'll be a misunderstanding because it's up to you how you interpret it and how you act upon it. So if you act upon it correctly, you think of it as constructive criticism, then you'll improve drastically. So
Very true.
Definitely.
Yeah. And speaking of acting on constructive criticism, I think this helps us go into the next topic, which is confidence being confident in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Like, you can think of the criticism as it can bring you down and like make you a little more nervous in front of the camera. But if you take it as constructive criticism, as people trying to help you to improve, then it can help you a lot.
True. Yeah. And in my opinion, for me, I'm not sure if I'm a good person to look to for this or a bad person to look to for this, because just weirdly my whole life I haven't been very shy talking to people or being in front of a camera. I've always liked the limelight, kind of. So maybe I'm not the best person to talk to because I haven't really improved in terms of being comfortable in front of the camera. But what I would say what I would tell you in order to be comfortable in front of the camera and have confidence in front of the camera is think about, is my passion for making this video, which is greater, my passion for making this video, like your passion for making this video, or how much that person over there thinks you might be weird. Probably your passion is probably greater. So that's kind of what I would say. What do you guys think about?
And usually you build these things in your head. You say, oh, he's going to think I'm like some kind of weird person talking to the camera.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's just in your head. Those people don't care about what you're doing. I mean, they're in their own lives. They have their own insecurities. You just got to focus on what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A lot of the times what I find is if you find out what someone else is thinking that's maybe watching you film, it's actually not even like what the ideas that you came up with in your own head.
Yeah. Like
they might actually just be interested in like, whoa, like that's so cool that he's talking in front of a camera in front of everyone. He's not like shy. Whereas,
right.
Like, if you have an idea like, oh, he probably thinks that I'm weird that I'm here talking in front of a camera.
Yeah.
True. And Skizzy Smith from the chat says, Oliver, you explained how you overcame a stutter. And yeah, my stutter used to be really bad, and now it's kind of a lot smaller. So, but I think my confidence, like just my liking being in front of the camera, just overpowered my stutter. And whenever I do come across a word that's kind of hard to say, like vowels usually, I just kind of breathe, take a deep breath. But yeah, you just gotta think about what you care about, and you probably care about making your video more than what that person might think of you. And they probably don't even think you're weird. They probably think, oh, that's so cool, you're making a video. That's probably what they're thinking.
Yeah. And then a big thing of not seeming shy in front of the camera is looking at the lens. We have a question here by MTNDW Addict. He's asking if you guys have any tricks of always looking at the lens while you're talking. I think a big thing is a lot of cameras nowadays have flip screens, so you can see yourself. Like taking it, like folding it up so you don't see yourself. That's a good thing, not to get distracted and keep looking at how you're in the frame.
Yeah, and so many videos I film on my phone or my GoPro. I love GoPros just because they're so small and durable, but that's not the point. The point is GoPros and phones don't have flip screens, so sometimes I film with them, and sometimes I flip the screen around, how Orion said. or in my first videos that are now not on my channel because they're so terrible, but because I was always looking at the screen and it's so distracting. So even though you may want to look at yourself, or it makes the screen makes you want to look at yourself, but just try and keep that in mind. Maybe if it would help, how Ryan said, flip the screen around.
Yeah, for me, I try and think of it as, I guess it is practice. Practicing just looking into a lens. But also I try and imagine that this lens is a pair of eyes. I'm actually speaking to a human being. Yes, I may not be right now. I mean, this is just a phone here. But really, I've got around about 200 people right behind there. So I just imagine that I'm speaking to someone. I need to be polite and not just be looking this way all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I just try and picture that, and yeah, it helps. And I think practice is a big thing. Just always, every time you film a video, just keep on doing it. It's a thing that you need to. It's like a little nick that you need to be able to master. But that's another thing about doing it over and over again and things.
Exactly. And how you said, Luther, imagine you're talking to someone. Just imagine. Raya was here in one of her videos. She said, imagine you're talking to your friend. Imagine you're telling, like in a vlog or whatever kind of video you're making. Imagine you're telling your best friend about your day or about whatever you're talking about. Imagine you're talking to your best friend, and that'll make it more peaceful and relaxed, because you're probably really relaxed when you're talking to your friend. And talking to YouTube, the world of YouTube, may seem kind of daunting. So just think about you're talking to your friend.
Yeah. True. What I actually found would happen to me is I would film a video, and then like half of the time I'd be looking at the screen, and then when I'd edit it, I'd be like, that doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right that I'm looking off to the side. So then I'd edit, I'd be like, well, I can't refilm this. And then the next time I'd be like, Atua, do you want to make a video? And then at the end be disappointed that you were looking to the screen. And I found that just like over time, I just kind of got in the habit of keeping my eyes on the lens.
Yeah. It just like everything with YouTube, it takes practice. Just when you keep on practicing, you are bound to get better. If you put in the effort, obviously.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to ask you guys, this is, I think, kind of an interesting thought about YouTube. When I was making my first videos, now looking back, they're so terrible, and I am not proud of them. Not proud of them at all. I felt like, now looking back, I felt like I was just throwing together whatever I had and didn't really put in, like really didn't really think about it a lot, and just didn't really put a lot of effort into it. So many videos I've like put unlisted, put on private on my channel, because I don't really think it's worth people's time to watch old videos I'm not proud of. So what do you guys think? Do you think you should leave old bad videos on your channel to show, I've improved, I've definitely have improved, or do you think you should delete it and just show what you're best at, like what your strength is? What do you guys think? You see what I'm saying?
For me,
does that make sense?
I understand, Oliver. For me, I feel like I guess it depends who you are, if you are, and what you're using your channel for. So if you are vloggers, if you are young creators like us, I feel like you should leave your old videos up there. If you are a professional channel, maybe you have a company and and you also want to have a YouTube channel, I don't think you should put up your terrible videos, because obviously you're going to have you're going to have clients that want to see what your content is, and if they go back to an old video, they'll think, oh no, I don't want to pay for that production. But for us, for many people watching right now who just want to start YouTube channels, and maybe they've made a lot of videos and they're starting to get good at it and they're gaining an audience, but they have really, really bad videos, I say you can leave them up. It depends what you're comfortable with. I feel like it's a lot of motivation for people watching your videos, people just like the people watching right now in the chat. They will go back to an old video, and I get comments all the time saying, oh, I just watched all your videos from the very beginning and it's so incredible how you've improved. And it is motivation for these people. Seeing that you started out making a really bad video on, I don't know, a really old phone that was a brick phone and it was all terrible, really bad quality. And they can do the same. So if they just keep on going as you did, they can improve. So yeah, I think you can leave it up there for motivation, but it depends what you're comfortable with, I guess.
Yeah, I feel it's very like a personal preference, because also if maybe your first videos weren't the best, like you were saying, and then someone finds your channel and they go and look at your first video and they see that you started out not being the most comfortable in front of the camera, they can relate to you, like, oh yeah, I'm not the most comfortable in front of the camera, but I see that this YouTuber, he's been maybe making videos for a year, and now how far he's come. He used to not be that comfortable, but now he's come so far, and now he seems to have no problem vlogging and filming himself.
Yeah,
like you're saying, it depends on what your channel is going to be for. Like if someone's going to pay you to make films, then you may not want to leave your first goofy videos up.
True, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of questions here about building an audience, so I think we should go to that topic. To our third topic,
let's do it.
Building an audience.
All right.
So what are your all's tips?
Yeah, there's already... I just want to focus on this question that I've just seen from Mary Vlogs, and I think it's a very, very good question. And Mary Vlogs, she says, is it easier to gain an audience with you talking in the video, not just editing and music? There are so many people that are just camera shy. And what's more important? Is it good editing? Is it all this fancy cinematography? Or is it your opinions? Is it what you're talking about? Is it your personality that is more important with building an audience and gaining one? Should I talk first, or
go ahead.
Do you have an?
Please go ahead. Yeah.
I feel like it's important to share your knowledge in videos, because let's go back to the sort of analogy of a gardener. This gardener wants to start a YouTube channel, and if you are looking into gardening and you're a gardener yourself, but you want to watch a few videos on YouTube because you want to pass the time, but you want to watch videos on gardening, and you click on this one video, and all it is just some really nice crisp shots with some really good editing, really nice music of a carrot being pulled out of the ground, and maybe some cabbage, or I don't know, some out of the ground. Really, it looks brilliant, but then the video stops and ends, and that's it. Like, you're not gonna. It's not gonna make the person want to subscribe. But if you have those brilliant cinematics, brilliant editing, and brilliant music, you don't even have to have that. You can just have your personality in it. But afterwards, you go, right, this is my method of blah. This is da 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 da, and you just talk and show yourself and make jokes and share to these people who you are. Then they're going to connect with you, and they're going to be like, I love this guy, or I love this girl, she's so cool, so I want to subscribe and want to hear more of what she has to say. So I think it's making yourself, like, establishing who you are in your videos. You may be nervous, or you may not want to be on a YouTube video, but people make connections, and people want to subscribe to things if they can connect and resonate with what you're saying and who you are as a person. So show yourself, don't be nervous, and just go for it, I think.
People like to connect with someone they can relate to. If they feel like they can relate to that person, then they like that person. They want to watch more of their videos, maybe.
Yeah.
And Jake Truman says people want to see your personality. Yeah, that's very true. People, if you just make cinematic videos, if everyone doesn't show their personality and just make cinematic videos, nice shots, how Luther was talking about, of a carrot coming out of the ground, if everyone does that, then how are you special? Why should someone subscribe to you when there are thousands of other channels doing the exact same thing? People want to subscribe to you for you. And this also kind of relates to something I was thinking about a while ago, and that was that when I first started, I was trying to kind of be like these other YouTubers, like be like Casey Neistat, and I see a lot of people doing the same style as Casey Neistat, or other big vloggers, like trying to be like them. Well, they don't want to. They subscribe to. They like Casey Neistat, so they subscribe to Casey Neistat. They don't want to subscribe to a Casey clone. They would subscribe to you for you. So just make sure, be yourself, and then that makes you unique, because no one can. You are. I mean, there's just one you. I mean, unless you have a clone, but there aren't clones. So just be yourself, and I think people will subscribe to you because you're unique and they like that uniqueness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you think about it, because like Luther said with the analogy of someone pulling a carrot out, there are hundreds of people who could film an amazing shot of pulling out a carrot in 4K or 8K or
10K.
the smoothest resolution or the smoothest shot, but like you're saying, there's only one of you, and it's impossible to duplicate you, but it is a lot easier to duplicate a shot of maybe like a carrot or something that can easily be duplicated. But there's only one of you. So you got to use that to build your channel, I guess, to help you build.
Very true.
Yeah.
Oliver was talking about Casey Neistat also. Casey Neistat, although he does a very basic form of vlog, so everyone thinks, oh yeah, I can do that, so I'll jump onto that and I'll start making videos just like him and I'll find success.
Right.
So you do see a lot of people sort of cloning, as Oliver said, that sort of form of video.
Yeah.
Casey Neistat, but he has a quote, I think, that is like, if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And that's very true, but some people obviously don't see that from his videos, but he is trying to get the message out that if you are copying me, if you're copying loads of big successful people, what's the point? You're doing it wrong, because who will want, as Oliver said, who will want to watch another Casey Neistat? Who will want to watch this person?
Exactly.
And I think, let's go back to the carrot thing, which we're talking about now.
You and your carrots, Luther.
I love carrots. They're brilliant. They're brilliant.
Me too. They're really good.
Have to incorporate it in all the future live streams.
Yeah. Okay.
We should. But we have this beautiful cinematic scene of this carrot coming out and the dirt's flying everywhere. It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
What can someone comment about that in the description? Oh, the cinematics were just wonderful. It's brilliant. That's all they can really say, or they can just say, oh, the lighting's horrid. But really, if you then say, hey, blah, 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 I think this, what do you think? Then that's promoting a discussion. You have suddenly made your video personal. You've made a connection with the audience, and you've sort of, I guess, humanized your video, and then it's just promoting discussion because you're asking them a question or you're sharing your opinions.
Exactly.
Whereas if it's just a cinematic of a carrot, there's no discussion promoted. It's just cinematic of a carrot.
Exactly.
Speaking of copying people, though, I think finding your own copying people is a form of finding your own style. With like when you're starting out, it's really hard to kind of know what you want to do and be original. And that's also why a lot of people copy other big YouTubers that they like when they start out, because they don't know exactly what to do yet. But through copying, they learn the experience and they learn what you have to do in order to make those videos. And then they make suddenly a video and they say, oh, I don't really like what that guy does, so I'm going to change it to something that I like better. And that's how they make up their own style.
Yeah. I guess it's all about making your own style. You can make your own style through that. That's a very good insight. Nice.
Yeah, I feel like if someone says like, oh, just don't copy people, that's not necessarily the best advice, because I'm sure any of us, the reason we started was maybe because we saw someone else who maybe made a great video and we got inspired by them, and we're like, oh, I want to make a video. And then if you think about it, you develop a style from the other YouTubers who maybe you watch. So maybe you see someone else and they do this type of maybe flow that you really like the way of it, so you put that in your video. But then you also maybe get inspired from someone else's video, something that they did. So you're not necessarily just copying one person, but you're taking little things that other people do and then mixing it together and making it into your own thing.
Yeah, there's a difference between copying and being inspired. Like, if you can be inspired by someone, take like aspects of that,
definitely
involve it in your own style instead of copying the exact same format, because that's boring.
Yeah,
I think being unique is one of the hardest things to get around.
Definitely.
Being a creator, but as Oliver said, there's a big difference between literally making a video that is exactly the same as someone else, then being inspired, getting aspects of it, getting aspects of another creator and another creator and another creator, morphing it into one, and then you think, oh, I don't like that, and then I'll put my own twist on it. And yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Not to change
Cool.
the subject, but I think we should touch a little bit about the points we have here about how actually to build an audience. 'Cause I feel like a lot of people are going to. I see a lot of comments here that are wanting to know about that.
Yeah.
And
All right.
what do you guys think about collaborations? I mean, I think that's a great way for
Well,
building
this
your
is a
audience.
collaboration.
I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Since we made the announcement video, I gained over 200 subscribers, which is, I mean, more than I ever
amazing.
have in a short period of time. So I'm very grateful to you guys sharing your audience with me, and I'm grateful that I'm able to grow my audience and share my ideas and concepts with other people and get more feedback. But yeah, so collaborations, I mean, proven by this collaboration, is a great way to grow your audience, but it shouldn't just be. Luther actually made a great video a while back about the purpose of collaborating with other creators, and the point is a side benefit is growing your audience, but collaborations really are about learning from other people, like through doing this collaboration and just sharing ideas with Atua, Ryan, and Luther. That is so valuable, and that is really what I've taken from this. But yet also a side benefit is growing your audience too. So yeah, collaborations are a good way of growing your audience, in my opinion.
But I think in order to, when you're doing a collaboration, in order to increase your audience, you also need to offer something. So let's say you're making a video with someone, you're going on this big adventure. If you're just going on this adventure and then you're adventuring together and you're like, hey, come over and check out my channel. Some people might not just come over. You need to give them a reason to come over to your channel. So maybe you do half the adventure on one person's channel, and then you tell them, if you want to see the other half, go to the other person's channel to check it out. And then you need to offer value to people in order to.
Yeah, don't just like ask for shout outs or ask like, oh, give me subscribers, like for no reason. Show that you're putting in the work, and make sure that when someone comes to your channel, they'll be like, oh, this is a lot of value that this person's offering, or like there's stuff that I can get out of this, and then they'll probably subscribe because that value is valuable. That's a value. Yeah, you get my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I made a video in the past about collaborations, and in that video, I did say that you should only collaborate with people that you share opinions with. Obviously, you have conflicting opinions and things, and you'll have your differences. But I think I think I used an analogy like, if there's someone with 1 million subscribers and he comes to you and he says, "Do you want to collaborate with me?" I make, I don't know, some filmmaking videos, but he makes some videos that I'm really against. Like, I really don't agree with him. I don't resonate with him at all. But he's got 1 million subscribers. Should I collaborate with him because I just want the audience to come over?
Yeah.
Or should
Even though
I
it may
not?
be tempting, you gotta think about who they are as a person.
And as a person, I would be a friend with him. I would never want to be a friend with him because I don't agree with him. But yeah, collaborations are building friendships, because without collaborating, I wouldn't know you guys and I wouldn't be friends with you. But the thing is, it's like, it's hard to explain. I guess with Flicked, the ones that I want to make, and their audience, his audience would only like the videos that he makes. So even if he shared his audience and they came over to me, they might not enjoy my videos because they only like his sort of videos, or they're not the audience that I want to have. They're not the audience that I've developed myself and I've sort of built because they like my videos. They've just come over because we collaborated.
Yeah.
Right.
And so subscribing, a person would subscribe because they want to follow this person. They want to learn more about him or her, or they just enjoy the content. They're not going to subscribe because just this person, my favorite creator, is friends with this person. Because then you're not getting loyal subscribers. So collaborations should be with people that you enjoy, not enjoy, but you agree with and you would like to make friends with, and socialize and build connections and things.
That is a very wise insight.
I see a good comment here from Eunice Kabaluna. He says that gaining an audience shouldn't be the purpose of the collaboration. Learning from the other creator is what's most important. And I think that is a very, very smart thing.
it's all about knowledge, sharing knowledge and gaining knowledge and learning from people, because that's what it's all about. You've got to learn from experience and things. And
yeah, for example, we're not doing this to gain our, like, expand our audiences. We're doing this to learn new things and teach people and share our ideas with the world, and yeah, just make new experiences and make new friends.
Yeah, and also it's collaborating with someone who is somewhat like-minded. So I guess a good example would be us four, me, Luther, Ryan, Oliver. We all of us are like to be positive about stuff, like to go on adventures, and of course we live in different parts of the world and maybe talk about different stuff in our videos, but we all share something that is somewhat similar throughout each other's channels. So that made it for a good reason for us all to do this collaboration type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think another a channel that's in like a brilliant example of collaborating is Alec in Wildland, that channel.
Oh yeah.
I recently collaborated with him. Atu has collaborated with him, and their whole production company have, since the day they started, it was a collaboration. I think a long time ago it was called Collabovies, so movies mixed with collaborations. And it's they're sort of, I've learned a lot from being with them, and which is all about collaborations. That's what it's all about. But their sort of essence, their ethics, their morals for filmmaking is all based on collaborations and working with others, because you can be a filmmaker who goes solo for the whole thing, but it's all about you and your personality. And really, are you going to learn a lot from just being by yourself? Not as much as someone who's going to be collaborating with another person. I think they're a brilliant example. You can check them out if you want to see all their collaborations, because that was awesome.
Yeah. You know, Luther, sometimes I think you're like secretly like 70 years old because you have so much wisdom. So like you must have experienced so much to have that much wisdom. So yeah, very good insights right there. And actually, I see a good comment in the live chat from Mary Vlogs. She says, should you tell your friends that you've decided to make YouTube videos, or rather keep it a secret? So do you guys tell your friends about your YouTube channel? Or do you keep the secrets?
I tell my friends about my YouTube channel. I think it helps you kind of get a jump start, I guess, with your subscribers. And I feel like subscribers shouldn't matter to you, but a lot when you're starting, they do matter. Even if you try not to care, you still care if people watch your videos. I mean, that's why you're putting it out on the internet. If you wouldn't care about that, then you'd keep your videos to yourself.
Yeah. Maybe it kind of goes back to the confidence in front of the camera, or caring about what other people think, because you may not want to tell your friends because they'll think stupid videos or they'll judge you. But I think that maybe comes back to what we talked about with being confident and not caring about what other people think. Kind of, maybe.
Yeah, I actually have a slightly funny story on this. When I started my YouTube channel, I was going to this school, and all my friends there, I was friends with them and stuff, and I told them, oh yeah, I'm starting a channel, and I like just had made a few videos, and a few of my friends, they got together and they're like, let's all dislike Atua's videos and let's make a ton of accounts so we can dislike his videos. And I was like, but I remember what I told them. I was like, do whatever you want, because soon it's not going to matter. So I just ignored them, and I remember on a few of my videos I had more dislikes than likes, and it was kind of discouraging, but I was like, I know it's my friends, it doesn't matter. I was like, then they probably aren't that good of real friends. So then I just like kept on making my videos, ignoring them, and then now I get way more likes than dislikes. And it's funny, now they've kind of changed. Now they're like, oh, I see you have some new cool videos. And I remember I was like, yeah, I don't tell them because it would serve no purpose. But I remember, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I remember when you disliked all my videos.
Getting back at them, like saying, you regret that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is, I guess they're not true friends if they are going to do that to you. So you need to establish who is your friend and who you actually feel like you want to tell. Because if you're going to just tell your whole class, people who are jealous of you or whatever. And I guess from Atua, people saying, they started off disliking, and now they're like, hey, you're making really good videos. Hey, I see you're doing really well.
Mhm.
That sort of attitude is kind of like a bit of greed and not being a true friend. So I think telling your friends is completely fine if you know that they are true friends, and they'll give you advice and constructive criticism and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with all of you guys and all of your opinions. That was awesome.
Yeah. And be prepared for, like, if they do just start hating on you or something, try to be the best prepared you can be, for it to not just discourage you, to be like, oh, I just want to quit. Because I've received a lot of messages and comments from, like, oh, all my friends, they just want to bugging me about my YouTube channel, or people are like, oh yeah, I started a channel, but then I was being bugged and like bullied about my channel, so I just quit. I feel like, yeah, you gotta try to not let other people, just because they hate on you, even if they say they're friends, try to not let that discourage you from wanting to create your videos.
Yeah, very true. And there's a question here. Oh, does anyone else have thoughts on that?
No, you got it.
Okay, I think this is a pretty good question right here. From Naman Puri. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. How do you find your niche? I have a YouTube channel. I love technology, and I made some videos related to reviews of phones and whatnot. However, I want to do more, but I don't know what to make videos. So, like, how do you find your niche? Yeah, what do you say?
Do you guys have any thoughts, or I'll go? Well, yeah. I think, yeah, just doing what we talked about this earlier in the beginning of the stream. Just doing what you're really passionate about.
Yeah, and just keep on practicing and trying different things, maybe.
Yeah.
Your niche should be somewhat revolved around something that you're interested in, because if, like I said earlier, if you're making most of your videos consist around the topic that you're fairly interested in, then you shouldn't have problems coming up with ideas about what videos to make. But also, if you're interested in a topic, then you're going to talk about it a lot more, like, excitedly, and you're actually interested in the topic that your video is about. It's not just a random topic that you think will do good by getting views and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. That's very true. And I guess now we can take any. We're planning on wrapping this up at around an hour. So if you guys have any more questions relating to YouTube or filmmaking or starting a channel, feel free to ask them.
Yeah.
So, and one thing that I had written down on my little notes here that I forgot to mention is don't show a bunch of boring stuff like eating cereal. I mean, that's Tua said. I was talking about this with Tua, and I was saying don't show a lot of boring stuff, because everyone has their own life to live. Why should they watch you? Like, why should they watch you pouring your cereal all day? So just keep it interesting. But so Tua, what was that you said about, like, maybe showing a little bit of it?
Yeah, I remember you told me about that, and then I think my response was something along the lines is, yeah, you don't necessarily want your entire video to just be maybe boring, what you'd consider boring, but also if you incorporate some normal things that other people would do on a normal day-to-day basis, then they can say, oh, this person's human and they do normal stuff. I relate and connect to this person. I want to follow them.
Yeah, but that's true, because it shows you're normal, but don't spend too much time on the boring stuff, I guess. Yeah,
like, don't overdo it.
And
I see a lot of people here wanting to know how this thing started. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about how we got this together?
Who wants to tell the story?
Yeah,
I can if you guys want.
Sure, yeah. Go right ahead.
So this all started with Luther and Oliver got together to do this, like, kind of group chat, and they invited me to do it with them. Just a little kind of Google hangout, just to talk and just talk about topics that we like about YouTube's and stuff like that. And when they told me, I thought that was a great idea, but I also thought it would be awesome to try and broadcast it to the world and try and put it on YouTube somehow.
Yeah.
And that's when we came up with the idea to do these sort of roundtables where we talk about topics such as YouTube and filmmaking and stuff that are important to us, and invite other young creators as well to come and join and talk with us.
Yeah. So it first started out to just be a private chat just with us, and then how Orion said, we wanted to share it with more people, kind of, and have discussions, because how Atua said before, we're like-minded people, so we're pretty fun talking.
I almost picture it like all four of us are like around a table, and there's a 360 camera in the middle, so you can see all four of us. But then the table is almost like a tree, so it gets to grow. So hopefully, as it grows, we can add more people to the round table.
Yeah,
so
we definitely want to add more people.
Community.
Yeah. You know, maybe one day we will be in a tree, all of us in one tree, and then everyone will be
awesome.
in the tree, and we'll have a huge camera just going around. Hey, you can talk now, and then they take it, and it'll just be so fun. Maybe one day.
Crazy. And I guess we have time for just a few more questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I see a pretty good one here.
Pretty good here. One more.
Sorry. I see a pretty good question.
Which?
Sorry. What are you gonna say? My bad. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I think our internet's a
little bit.
But I just want to state something about the whole sort of topics we've been discussing on, and that is, for you, the viewers just watching, take note of what we've been talking about and everything we're going to talk about in the future episodes, but also just recognize that, we're talking about, don't do this, don't put loads of boring clips in your videos, don't do this, don't do that, but do this and do that. You also need, because some people can get too caught up in trying to not do this and trying to do that, but you've also got to try and think that you've got to make videos yourself and learn from it yourself, because you can get too caught up and then you get back to the start of the cycle where you think, that's not good enough, I can't put it up. You have to put up videos, even if they're bad, put them up and learn from it, because your next video, you're definitely not going to make that mistake. So don't get too caught up on the things you're saying. But other than that, that's all I want to say about that.
I think
that is so wise. That is so wise.
Talk about, very true, is quality over quantity. But I would say you got to find like a balance and a point in between, because you want to make your videos the best they can be, which is quality over quantity. But you don't want to get to the point to where you never just put up the video because you look over it and then this angle wasn't perfectly in the perfect best setting, and then you want to redo the whole video. But then also not just putting up an insane amount of videos that have really low quality. You got to find a balance in between where there's like a standard of quality that you want your videos to have, but then not too much to where you don't have a decent amount of quantity.
So true, because both those sides of YouTube are important. So I guess a balance is important as well.
And I see a good question by Luis Alejandro. Asks, how do you make an idea into a video? You guys have any?
You just have to do it. Just a quick thought is that a lot of time I have an idea, but then I'm lazy and just start watching Netflix. So if you care about it, for me, I just have to just knuckle down and think about, what result do I care about more? Do I care about the result of watching more Netflix and being done watching that episode and wanting to watch the next episode, but knowing it's not healthy for me? Or do I want the result of being proud of a video or being proud of an idea that I made into reality? So think about the result and then just put in the work.
Yeah, don't think about it too much. Just go out and do it too. Because if you think about the idea too much and you start planning everything out, you get out and it usually won't work out as exactly how you thought of it in your head. And sometimes that can bring you down and disappoint you a little bit. So just go out and just do it. Don't try to plan it out too much. Just kind of go out and film the video.
Yeah. I've actually in the past had a few questions about do I plan out my videos or are they more spontaneous? Sometimes I'll get an idea of I want to talk about this, but then if I sit around and I try to plan out how I'm going to talk about it, I don't really get anywhere. Whereas if I go and I just set up the camera and then I start talking and start thinking about how I want to explain it, I find somewhat spontaneous. But if you're filming a special film or a movie, then you should probably do a bit more planning out to make sure everything's going to go the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I agree.
Someone asked, when's the next live stream? We haven't planned out fully yet. We have some ideas though, so we'll make an announcement video. Will go up announcing that sometime later.
Yeah,
We're for sure gonna do more in the future.
Yeah, this is it's so
Definitely.
wonderful to do this, because if it makes me think, I'm so grateful I started YouTube, because I wouldn't have met all these awesome humans, all you awesome humans watching, and Atua, Ryan, and Luther, because I'm so grateful to have met them. And who knew that just making videos, doing my hobby, would result in such cool things like talking with amazing humans like you guys and you guys, all you guys, who are around the world. Crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Crazy
it's
stuff.
so cool that just through the internet, all of us, we're on totally different ends of the globe, and we're all here at like a blogger roundtable,
it's crazy.
talking and streaming to whoever wants to join in and listen. It's really cool.
That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite things about YouTube, how from just making a video, just talking to a camera and uploading it to the internet, you can connect with so many different people from around the world. It's just crazy.
So true.
Yep, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one thing in a video, and I just all your ideas and your aspects are brilliant. So just do it. Follow all of his advice, follow Atua's and everyone else's. But then whilst you're doing it, you're there. Don't get caught up on all these rules and things. Just like my number one tip for everything is just to play around with whatever you have.
Yeah.
And so if you've got this idea, you now have this mindset to just do it. And play around with it, be creative. I know it's easier said than done, but like I think a good example is, I don't know, maybe your idea is to do some crazy tick, and then the one rule that you have to follow is the 360 shutter rule or something like that, where you have to have double the frame rate. Double the shutter speed than the frame rate.
Yeah,
and that's
the
just
180 rule.
Yeah, the 180 rule. You have to follow that, and everyone's saying on these filmmaking channels they have to do this and do that. But then, how about you just scrap that, play around with the camera that you got, and you be creative, and suddenly, oh yeah, that fits my idea a bit better than following this rule.
Yeah,
and then that makes it unique as well.
You can take all these tips and take it into your own YouTube creation. If you like, they may be helpful, but I think the best way to learn, and I think the strategy where you'll get the most information, the most knowledge, is just from experience. So create videos, or not even videos, whatever your passion is, whatever your interest is, just keep on doing it, keep on going at it, and you're bound to learn. That's what I think, I guess. Yeah.
And we're giving all these tips, and if you watch other videos, there's people like, oh, there's these rules that you got to follow if you're a filmmaker, but there's always exceptions to these things that we call rules and tips and stuff. So like maybe this is how you're supposed to do it, but it's totally fine to just like totally get rid of that, throw it out the window, and then come up with your own idea of how you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep. Whew. Well, this has been super fun, sharing our ideas and discussing about all these topics. I think, should it be a good time to wrap it up? Maybe answer a few more questions.
I think so.
Yeah, this has been absolutely joyous.
Yeah,
so joyous.
Everyone is saying that my visual is getting really dark. It's getting into nighttime here.
Oh, but
someone asked,
I apologize.
E Long says, "What does your shirt say?" It says, "I call the shots here." I call the shots here, and it's a camera. You get it? Okay. Anyways, someone asked that. All right. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, this is. Finn says, "What do you guys want to be when you're older?" I want to be a construction worker, or like build houses. I love working with my hands, and I don't want to do film because it's a hard industry to make money in. I would just do it as a hobby. Yeah.
Maybe we like all answer one or two more questions, and then we wrap it up so it doesn't end up being too long.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say what they want to do when they're older?
Yeah.
For me, I want to be a professional surfer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
For me,
Yeah.
I want to be a zoologist. Obviously, I don't know what I want to be for certain yet, because the future holds so much potential.
Yeah.
How things can just take a different route, and suddenly you're going on this crazy journey. But yeah, a big aspiration of mine is just to study the behavior of animals. It's not studying or just like being a zookeeper or whatever, as the name might imply, zoology, but it's studying behavior of animals, which I love. So I guess that's
Awesome.
what I want to do.
Nice.
What about you,
Yeah,
Atua?
And Atua?
Well, like, I don't really have a set thing that this is what I want to do when I'm older, because a few years ago, I had no idea I would be making YouTube videos and meet all of you guys. So in a few years, like some new app might come out, or there might be some new technology, and then I'll want.
Yeah, you never know.
So, I think when I'm older, I want, like, from what I know now, I want to do something that is something involved with filming and making videos, or maybe movies or something. I may be making YouTube videos, or maybe a part of a team creating like big production movies, or who knows. So I have no set plans.
Cool. And Luther, I was thinking maybe you could be a professional carrot eater for your career.
Definitely, I think so. I think I will.
Okay.
I think I'll be a professional carrot eater who films it all. I'll have a complete. I'll make a TV show called The Young Carrot Eater.
Awesome.
Nice.
That'd be mine.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. This
Yeah.
has been absolutely joyous.
Yeah.
It's been so awesome.
Yeah.
And
Super fun.
if some of you guys that are watching don't know Oliver or Luther or me, come watch your videos. Not to mean to self-promote or anything, but
Yeah. Thank you.
Feel free to check us out.
It's
In the
it's.
description, I'll leave the link to Luther, Oliver, and Orion's channel in case any of you are interested in checking them out, because we'll probably be doing some more collaboration live streams and maybe video things in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm so
you,
grateful
Atua, for hosting this.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Atua, and I'm so grateful to connect with more people like you guys watching, and more people like Atua, Orion, and Luther. I'm so grateful to connect with these wonderful humans. So, guys, thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to share my appreciation for all these people watching right now, and you guys. You are awesome. I couldn't be more grateful for your presence on the internet, but also in real life. So you guys are really awesome. And everyone who is watching, get excited for more podcasts and more discussions, because we've got some planned. That'll be super fun. Oh, what has happened here? But I just want to say huge thank you to everyone watching. Huge thank you to you guys who have made this all possible as well. Just started off as a little tiny idea, and it's now come to fruition, and it's been awesome. So yeah, that is it for me.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Remember to keep always doing awesome stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bang!
You can't see my hand. So dark.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
the
Take care,
broadcast has ended.